It's full swing October, and that means I'm rewatching Gilmore Girls and getting ready to gear up for hibernation as all the planets start transiting the bottom half of my chart. Don't worry though, I'm still finding time to meet with clients and write killer weekly horoscopes for my patrons. My books recently opened, and you would know that if you're on my mailing list. If you aren't on my mailing list, I won't shame you, but I will urge you to head over to my website and book a reading with me or just sign up for the mailing list. My books are open from now until the end of the year, so treat yourself to something fun and get a reading with your favorite disembodied voice. Someone always books on Halloween, so whoever that person is this year, I cannot wait to meet you. I don't really feel like hawking my services today, so let's jump right in to this week's forecast. The week begins with a fiery and feisty full moon in Aries. Patrons, you received the rundown of this full moon last week in your lunar horoscopes, but generally speaking, let's just say that this full moon is acting more like a contained and concentrated fire rather than a blaze of glory that touches everything. It's really a Mars-centric first half of the week. The Aries full moon, Mars in its domicile of Scorpio, and Mercury ingressing into Scorpio the same day as the full moon. It's all very much giving Mars. The first half of the week is going to be inundated with intense martial energy, so we need to be mindful of how that's impacting the areas of our lives that are ruled by both Scorpio and Aries. The full moon sets the fire, and then the realm of Aries cools off as the week progresses, but Mars in Scorpio is getting hotter by the day. Try to be really aware of how Mars is impacting the realm of Scorpio because it's likely really sneaky or low-key. For instance, Mars in Scorpio is my second house, so I was like, oh man, how is this going to impact my finances? We're saving for a house, so I've been really careful about okay, let's just be smart. Well, we ended up going to a tattoo convention. My husband used to manage a tattoo shop. We were going to see a lot of people, see some friends. Well, I ended up getting a tattoo, and that's expensive. So it was this low-key, sort of insidious thing. We're just seeing friends, it'll be fine, but bam, no, I got a tattoo. So, you don't realize it's going on until you're fully immersed and it's too late. So because Mars isn't making any heavy aspects this week, though, all the energy is kind of contained to the realm of Scorpio. So be better than me. If Mars is in a financial house for you, be better than me and don't let it sneak up on you. Wherever it is, though, it's gonna maybe sneak up on you, so just try to be aware of it, even if it's not in a financial house. Both Aries and Scorpio have the potential to boil over at the beginning of the week, but they'll do it in entirely different ways. One is an explosion, one is an implosion. That's the difference between diurnal, Aries, and nocturnal, Scorpio. That's the difference between that expression of Mars. It's a really good time to take action, especially intuitive action within the realm of Aries, and it's a good time to dig a little deeper or cut away unnecessary elements within the realm of Scorpio, like getting tattoos when you're trying to save for a house. The full moon being in cardinal fire means it wants to push forward, so we're pushing ahead with something that has to do with Aries. Fixed water, where Mars currently is and where Mercury will soon be, need to sink deeper. So in some ways, this week is going to require that we go deeper, and in other ways, we need to keep moving forward and not become stagnant. The realms of Aries and Scorpio, respective to your natal chart, will let you know where to sink and where to press ahead. But my weekly horoscopes will also tell you that if you feel like having someone else figure it out for you. Before we move on to the latter half of the week, I want to touch on something I just briefly mentioned when talking about all that Mars energy, which is that Mercury is ingressing into Scorpio. Mercury has been zipping through these zodiac signs lately. When Mercury is full speed, when it's full tilt, it stays in a sign for about 3 weeks. So we're moving and grooving as far as Mercury is concerned. Mercury leaving Libra and going into Scorpio means that communication and our ability to be more decisive is going to change a little bit. People may be less chatty and more secretive or just more deliberate with their words. There's not as much in-your-face gossip happening right now. There's not as much just chattiness and just day-to-day, let me chit-chat about this. There's not as much idle chit-chat going on. Now it's going to be more low-key and more secretive. There's also going to be a lot more raw intensity floating around, raw honesty when it comes to words. Mercury in Libra is good at sugarcoating or softening the delivery. Mercury in Scorpio, it's less tactful, not because it can't be, but because it doesn't care to be. This is a Mars-ruled Mercury now, not a Venus-ruled one, so intensity and bluntness is the name of the mercurial game, but it has to be used at the right time. It's not that it's not tactful like Sagittarius Mercury, like me. It's not that it can't have tact, it's just that it uses it in a way that it wants you to know. It wants you to know that it knows. So there might be some head games going on or words being delivered in a way that, hey, that seems kind of weird, but there's a purpose behind it. Mercury in Scorpio is purposeful, if nothing else. So keep this in mind when you're writing emails or talking with others in general. Words are really powerful when Mercury is in Scorpio, and it doesn't take much to get the message across. Again, it's deliberate. Listen more than you speak right now, and know that less is more when it comes to communication. Words can turn into weapons when Mercury is in Scorpio, so choose your weapons wisely. And this goes double because Mars is already in Scorpio. Having both of them there makes us ready to intellectually and emotionally strike. You'll have to look at where Mercury is transiting for you personally to see its full impact, but in general, wherever it is, there's a level of getting organized, moving in secret, gathering information, and just mentally fortifying yourself. As much as I love Aries, Scorpio, and Mars, there is something else that we have to talk about this week. There are other influences towards the end of the week that would be beneficial to pay attention to, mainly having to do with Venus. Venus is going to be hitting an exact sextile with Jupiter and then closing out the week with an exact opposition with Saturn. Very different energies. Let's start with the Jupiter interaction. Venus is rousing Jupiter from its sleep once again. This exact sextile will happen right in the middle of the week on a Wednesday, and it's going to be a nice break, a nice respite from Mars's energy. This midweek benefic event is going to kick up feelings of goodness within the realms of Virgo and Cancer. Jupiter is exalted, but Venus is still in fallen dignity, so one area of your life might feel better than the other, but honestly, one begets the other in this case. If we can get organized within the realm of Virgo, then we can reap the benefits of the realm of Cancer. We have to remember that this is a midweek aspect, so it's not about kicking back and doing nothing. Put this benefic energy to work. Both Cancer and Virgo are signs that move forward and make change. So however Venus and Jupiter's energy transpires for you, use it as a means to make your day easier, lighter, or bring more success into your life. This auspicious moment is going to be a quick little blip. So again, make use of it while you can, because come the weekend, Venus will be putting space between itself and Jupiter, and the opposition with Saturn is going to then be the driving force. The way I see it is that you can either use the midweek boost to take a nap and eat a cupcake, or you can use it to get ahead and make life easier for yourself come the weekend. It's all what you want. Neither's the right choice. But when it comes to softening the challenges of Saturn, I take just about any opportunity I can get. So come the weekend, we're going to be pushed to make choices or get serious about something within the realm of Virgo and Pisces. And it might be easier to do that if we don't totally squander the auspicious moment we had earlier in the week. Basically, don't end up regretting not doing something or capitalizing on your free time simply because you wanted to take a nap and eat a cupcake. Benefic energy does not have to be lazy energy. That's my PSA for the week. I know I talk about that with my clients a lot, where benefics can be lazy. If you have a lot of trines and sextiles and it's with the benefics, it's something you're going to sleep on. But it doesn't have to be that way, especially when we're aware of it. And if I was just looking at this aspect on its own, if I was isolating it, I'd be like, yeah, that's great. If this whole thing with Saturn and Venus come the weekend, if that wasn't there, I'd be like, party it up. Take Wednesday through Friday off, have a long weekend, whatever. But I am looking ahead for the whole week, and I see that, come the weekend, Venus and Saturn are going to meet up, and we're going to wish we did something a little more responsible with that free time, with that moment, with that opportunity, with that energy. Benefics don't have to be lazy. They don't have to be. They like to be, but they don't have to be. Put that Venus and Jupiter sextile to work this week and see if it doesn't make the weekend obstacles a little bit easier to navigate. And if it doesn't do something good for you, well, then I owe you a cupcake. Thank you for tuning into this week's forecast. If you want a more detailed look at what this week's astro weather holds for you personally, go to my website, moonmattersastrology.com, and sign up to receive my zine. You can also find me on Patreon by searching for Moon Matters. The best way to keep up to date with my work or to book a reading with me is to sign up for my mailing list on my website. I'll meet you back here next week, but until next time, later days.